What's up, guys? What's the deal today? We are going to be tearing off the roof and installing the training board. I was just trying to hide from you guys real quick because I'm not trying to get my hands dirty. Psych, I'm not going to be getting my hands dirty. It's going to be the sales guys today. And really, when you do this, you don't do it, you do it from the top, right? People, when they tear off, they always go from the bottom or the sideways, and they don't know what the hell they're doing, right? But I like to do it the same way we put it on. See that? See how this comes off? You get underneath the shingle, and you start filling it up. Let's go, come on, we got stuff to do. I don't want to be here all day. Okay, so that's pretty good. Now, all right, so now next thing, normally when you guys rip this off, what we'll do is we'll do the next step. Who knows what the next step is? When you're about this far, because normally you start ripping it, it's not perfect. So the next step is, we call it prep. You're gonna prep the deck because all the shingles are off. So really prepping is making sure everything's off, right? So you pull every single nail and you prep the deck. All right, what are we doing next? Now that the roof's prepped, let's say the roof's prepped, we're done, we're ready for install. What are we doing now? What's the next thing, Jay? What's the next thing we do? Does anybody know?
Drip metal goes underneath.
The drip metal goes underneath, and then you install all the other stuff, and then the T-metal goes on top of the underlayment. All right, so are we gonna measure this with the tape measure?
Not today.
No, why? It takes too damn long, right? What I like to do is if I'm out here, I'll run it a little long, just because it's easier to work with, right? Especially on a section this little. And now what I do is instead of using my tape measure, it's so much faster for me just to line it up on this edge. This is a little bent. So line it up on this edge. Nobody will see this because the gutters are going to be hiding it, okay? So what you do is you line it up, flush it up on this edge. So if the gutter is going to be on here, what you do is you take your finger and you put your finger behind it. That way they could slide their gutter up behind here. If you put it tight, then they take their flat bar and they start bending the metal out, and it just makes it look terrible. Okay?
Nice.
So are you set?
Yeah. And then just do on the end, or do I?
You don't want to do it right now, because if you did it, I would let you do it. I want to, but I kind of want to speed it up. Because if you watch, nail it real quick. Now cut it. You could cut it. It's just a pain in the neck. Sure. It's easier to hold out and cut it, because now you try to get it flush. So tin snips are hard. What you do with tin snips is when you look at snips, you see that angle right there? That's the angle. You basically are going to go like this, and you're going to turn it like that.
Oh, okay.
And see how it.
Oh, that's easier.
See that? It's not like scissors. You don't cut. If you cut it straight.
It's hard.
Yeah, you want this beveled edge. You want your metal flat with that right hand, left hand snips. But looks pretty good. Now what? Nails every 8 inches. Nail it every 8 inches.
About?
Yeah, and about 1 inch down. You're doing it pretty good.
Okay. Ooh, double tap.
All good. Ooh, you got a roofer over here. All right, what's the next thing we do? Weatherlock G, right? We're gonna put Weatherlock G on this whole thing. Let's not say we did though. Let's just use, because it'll take a little time to peel it and stick it. It does take a little bit of time, but I know we're running out of time. So let's just use, what could you do instead of Weatherlock G? Deck defense, right? So let's just put on deck defense for the sake of it. Move it a little bit quicker. So go get some deck defense. So look, so the first things first is always start from the bottom to the top, right? Super simple. Again, when we do this, basically when you put it in the center, you don't want to go right here because then you can't adjust it up or down, right? Because now I can go up or down with it. And you want to get your inch over here, and you want to get your inch over here, right? And to make it easier, what I'm going to do, is cut it. Now, right, have my inch, I got my inch. Now if this is so important that you get that inch, this is straight, because this is your first shingle right here. You're gonna start, if you're off on this, then if you're off on this, your roof's gonna look terrible. So it's very important that you get your knuckle down. I've done it, half a knuckle, and then a full knuckle, and at the top you're a half inch off. I've done it first couple times when I started, right? Now normally you put this on with staples, but the compressor's dead again. So what you do now is you're gonna cut this right here, right? So now you'll cut it. So where you're gonna cut this stuff is right here in the corner, right? So you take it in the corner, you line it up, and you go at an angle like that, okay? Same thing with this one. Put it sit down nice and tight, and you're gonna take it right here. And you're gonna go at an angle. Okay, now what you're gonna do is see that when it hit another nail, it just jammed up. Nail on nail, that doesn't work too good, does it? All right, so go like this and bam, bam. What I like to do is wrap this sucker before I do anything. So wrap it, right? Come up here. It's a lot easier with staples. But now you can cut it, right? Now you can cut it. You can maybe go like this too. So next thing we do is we're gonna put on metal, right? So the drip goes underneath, the T goes on the top. So this stuff right here, putting on all the paper and the metal, a lot of times what people will do is just do one section and start roofing it, do all this, get it all done, ready to go, put on all your starter, and then you're just shingling. Either way, what you want, what you're losing here, right, is your tar strip right here. See that? And if you go over here, you're losing your tar strip right here. So the best way to do it is put your nail right in the corner. Now grab that knife right there. Now what you're gonna do right here, a lot of people don't do it, but it's the best way to do it. I can't say that I've done it on every roof just because I'm moving along, I'm cooking along. Yep, exactly. So what he's gonna do is watch out so they can stand over here so that people can see what you're doing. This shingle's shot, but we'll say it wasn't. See that? And that's fine. That's fine right there, okay? Does that make sense? But really what you could have done is, I mean, you're right. If you should have went like this and done it like this, and now bam, do that again, like right here. Okay, now put this down a little bit. You guys see that? Okay. Nail that on right there. You guys see that? There's a little overlap. Okay, so when you nail this bottom one on, you want to nail along the bottom. So you want to nail it like three inches up. So nail it a little bit up. Okay, now make your cut. And that's good, dude. All right. See that? All right. Now what are we gonna do? Now normally we would cut books, but there's such a short run, we're not gonna cut books. So, Q, grab the gun and grab some shingles and grab the knife and put on your first shingle. what I do is this. What I will do is scribe it right there. Scribe it right there. So now you got your scribe. Yep. You don't have to cut the whole thing. You can if you want to, but you're wasting your time. Now take it out like this. Cut that first of all. Get that thing out of the way. That's for the night when it rains. But now that you're not raining, you're ready to install it. It doesn't matter, right? So now you butt this up. Come down here. And now what you're going to do is you're going to scribe it right here. You're going to make a little cut right there. Okay? Now, you can take this. What I do is you could do it on this side. The thing is, you can see this gauge right here, about an inch, right? So you know all the way down, you're going to have to cut an inch in right here. So you can go bang and an inch all the way down. It doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to cover it with metal, but it's always good to keep it as close as you can. See? So what you're seeing right now is right here. You didn't cut it enough off, so you need to cut a little bit more off. And that'll happen often. You'd rather cut it a little, or you can't add anymore. Is it up on tight? Okay, so remember when I told you your nail was placed wrong?
Yeah.
Because when you put another shingle here, this is a keyway right here. So you want it to keep your, and matter of fact, this won't even work. No. See that? Because yep. So what do you have to do? So now, what do you have to do?
Well, we either got to cut this
Exactly.
off.
Exactly. That's all you have to do, right? So you get your knife. Get that knife.
Yeah.
So look, hold on. Grab a shingle. Let's say that these shingles were cut right here. Watch out. Let me see. Yep. So right here, right? If we were on your house and we put this right here, yep, water is going to go in between here. That nail will leak. Water is going to hit that nail. Oh, right. And it runs over 5 5/8 over. So when you stagger these, you can't join them up. These are joint. So this one underneath is incorrect too. So you need to have your shingle cut on about here. I do it in between these. That way you don't have, you're not in a nail. Mm-hmm. So make your cut about right here. Does that kind of make sense? Yeah. So right now what you do is this is a million feet across, every starter will line up and you just have to not nail right here. See that's fine, but you nail it right here and then boom. So your next one's gonna go bang, bang, because your next shingle is gonna be right here. This is not a no.
Platinum rule.
No. So right here, right, you're fine nailing. You nailed right on that white line, which it also hits the shingle below it. Yeah. So you see that? That's why the top of this goes to the top of that, because this is the double. Watch. Pick that up with your finger real quick. So you feel that? Now watch this. Yeah. See that? Totally. See that double? Yeah. And then you go like this. If you nail it high, some guys will just do it super high really quick. And then you don't even hit the shingle in the bottom. And when you don't have much air in here, it really tends to jam up, and these small nails too. So if you had a different nail. All right, so what's next?
Keep going.
Yep. What you want to do is this. So think of it like this. Look. You should butt them up nice and tight, because the starter underneath, the water hit the starter and it ain't gonna leak. See that? Because if you could go like that, but you'll get a really big bump right here. It'll look. So this right here, you just keep these corners need to line up perfectly. Yeah. Okay, and then this goes up top like that. So what I would do though, if I were in your situation, I would take this, I would flip it upside down, because this factory would end up over here. I'd come over here like this, and I'd make your cut.
Make that cut right there.
Yep. It'll get him a little bit better. See, now he just dropped his piece that he needs.
And it's not entirely straight.
Who cares about that side? You're going to cut the rest of that off, but that's not the piece you want. Right. That's the piece you want, and then, yep, there you go. So you could do that. It's fine. Just what are you going to do now, though? See, that's the factory edge, correct? Right. So now what are you going to do, though? So turn it upside down again. I'll show you a little trick. I'll show you a trick. So turn this upside down, and now if it's like this, you could scribe it right here. Just make a little, just because you don't cut the whole thing off, because you're going to need that long. Okay, that's good. Now turn it over, butt it up here, and make a nice little. Here, get over more.
Yeah.
There you go. Now just make a little line right here. Okay, now you're going to cut off. What did you do? The right edge.
First
here,
one
like
right
this.
there.
Let me see. That's the line. Cut that line. Hit that line right there. It's hard like to explain it and not do it.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Okay.
Now you're gonna cut. So wait. So you're gonna cut what chunk off? You're gonna cut this off, and you're gonna slide it up.
Right.
Okay, so now we need to put on the 3x5, right? Yeah, but just cut a little bit more. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just have enough. Have enough overhang. That's almost too much. Yeah, you could do right there. That's fine. Depending on the pitch, if it's a 412, you want more. If it's a steep, I've seen it right here like that, because the water rushes off the roof, right?
Should I start on this side?
Yep, that'll work. Step a watch. Flip it over. Okay, like this. Done.
Hands
right?
are master.
But now what you need to do though is bend it, right? Normally, I mean, so what I do is when I bend this, because you need this. This is 90 degrees, correct? Yeah. This is made for a wall that's like a wall that's going up. This is a skylight, so this is made for roof to wall when it goes up. So this would fit in nice and perfect if you could imagine a wall was going up right here. So what we do is bend it. I usually just take it like this, and I like it a little underbent, but you got to be careful. You do as you go like that, because otherwise, what you don't want to do, I'm not doing it. It's taking too much time, but you don't want your finger marks in there. So, and you want it a little underbent, so when it gets in there, yeah, it's nice and tight, right? So that's almost overbent, but that's fine. So when you put this stuff on, you put it on right when you can. So that's going to be fine, right? See, I see the color. If you see this, that would probably fly. But if you see that, you need another shingle. You need a whole nother shingle.
What are you looking at, the nails right there? Or?
Well, look, that not even the nail, but the nail. But you see, if it's above this line.
Okay.
So if this metal comes above this line, then you would need another you'd need another shingle. So in this case, you snug it up tight and you're fine. So we're ready to cut this. We're going to 45 this just like we did the paper. Right. So what you want to do is here, watch. This is what I would do. I'd take my thumb right here and I'd go, right? And I'd take it like this. And I would go, yeah. It's just easier to hold. It's easier to, right? I'll show you guys the first one. It's kind of tricky. So you take this, then you fold this flat, right? Okay, so now that's nice and flat. You take this in here, and you see how it's right in the corner right there? See that? See the corner in the corner? Mm-hmm. You want it right in the corner, right? Because then your next step is you take this and you bend that over, right? So now it's right in the corner. And you I like to overbend that. Okay. Yeah. Overbend that. Now look how tight that is. See that?
Then we can nail that side, right? Or do you prefer to
I would hold it like this. I would hold it like that, and then I would scribe this side.
And then do that same thing.
Yep, exactly. And then you fit it in nice and tight, and it looks gorgeous. But make sure it's tight this way too. Yep. Put the corner in the corner.
I didn't make a mark.
Because you open them up.
Aha.
Open them up and kind of jam it in the corner. Right in the corner though, eye it. Make sure it's, you don't want to overcut it and you don't want to undercut it. Don't freaking hit me, man.
I'm a professional.
Yep, tuck that in nice and, there you go.
This is kind of the tricky part.
Hit it nice and tight in there and just take the corner and just go like this.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Now take it out and overbend it. Okay. So now what you're gonna do is you're gonna put it nice and tight. Grab the nail gun. And you're going to put a nail right here, but make sure it's nice and tight. A nail here,
Nice and
up on the top. You don't want to put the nail low.
there, right?
Right there, yep. Now do it the same the other side. Make sure it's nice and tight. Okay, now. Yeah. We're going to put another nail right there.
There.
Whoo. Look at that.
A little high.
So what, no, you're good.
It's good.
So what you do now is really we would put, it's still pretty tight in there, right? But you still want to put some screws or some nails right here. A lot of guys, what they'll do is they round the corners and do all sorts of stuff, but for the sake of this beginner level, forget about it. We'll be here forever. But what you do is you round it because these ends tend to stick up a little bit.
Yeah.
So you can round it. All right. Now let's put on a couple more shingles and then you get the gist for the rest of the way up, right? All right, so what we do right here, right, is we're going to bend it. You want to bend it to where it's barely below this line. Take it like this.
Hold your hand and
Watch, go like this. Because when you put this on here like this, you put it down here, and you want to see this line. This is about 1 inch. You want it about 1.5 inches right here, right? So what you're going to do is always nail the top of this. Check this out right here. The top of this. See how I nailed the top? You don't want to nail it down here because water is going to hit this. So you nail it right here and then cut it in the middle. I like to cut it right in the middle because you need to leave room for your skylight because your skylight is going to sit on top of this. Then you take it like this. You know, you overbend it a little bit. Now it fits nice and tight in there, right? But before you do that, you need caulking. So if we had caulking, I don't have it, I would put some caulking here, caulking up, and it just goop out, and you have a little bit of caulking right there, and you'd be good to go. What some guys will do is just take it and just bend this over like that and dog ear it. Okay? It's faster. You could cut it if you wanted to. Yeah, I mean, so that's what you could do. So as far as that,
so then your second.
you could put a nail right there, and now you're.
Oh, okay, that's what I was gonna ask. Your second.
So you. There. That's fine. That's fine right there.
Okay. And you don't put anything right here, right? Because of water.
Well, you're gonna put a shingle right there. If you have this, water's gonna hit here and run off this one, and then it's called step flashing. Next one, step flashing, shingle, step flashing, shingle, step flashing, shingle, step flashing, shingle.
We are doing that all the way down.
Yep. So watch. So so first of all, put this one on right here. YouTubers, check this out. Hold on. So what you guys want to do, right, is right here. You want to leave a little channel. So really, you want to leave a little channel for water to run down. You don't want to leave it like that, but you want to leave a little channel for the water to rush off. See that?
Gotcha.
For water to dry up. Otherwise, you get debris and stuff going on. So go ahead and do that. But if I were you, I'd cut my shingle first, because otherwise you're going to be kind of a booger. No. So gauge it first. Put it on the gauge. Okay. Now gauge the other side.
Oh.
It's all right.
Low.
It is low. What we call that a shiner right there.
Shiner, yeah.
But I'll show you a trick for that. Just put another one on the middle. Okay. So now, what's the next step?
Flashing.
See that? And you want this. You don't want this below the line. I see a lot of guys. They'll put it below the line. Keep it above. I don't care if it's up here, but really you want it. You want it like that because you want to cover the nail, and you want it like that. See? So that's perfect right there.
Wonky on me.
What you need to do is get out your gun and gauge it.
Right.
Don't eye it. Gauge it.
So yeah, can you walk me through the?
So yeah. So watch. So the bottom of this right here is your gauge. You're gonna butt it up to this.
Oh, okay.
So take this thing and pretend you don't have a shingle, right? Now you take your shingle and rest this on the nose. So boom on the nose. No. Just keep it right there. Watch. Keep it right there. Butt it up right here, right? And then you kind of eye this so you know that there. And now stop. Look. So remember that nail that he was a little low?
Right.
The reason why we take our gauge a little lower and we don't butt it up to the top is because of that. And we don't like to see this line. A lot of guys will show this line. Yeah. I'll show you, and it looks trashy. Next time you guys are on the roof, you'll see this line. It looks terrible. Yeah. But this, look how clean that looks. Yeah. You don't see, because they'll go like this. Pretend this nail wasn't there. Pretend this nail wasn't there when it's up here. Yeah. What you see is that. And you'll see that line.
Yeah, you don't want that.
No, it just looks kind of trashy. Okay, now gauge it. Oh, exactly. Always start at one end and go to the other and gauge it. So now you're gauging it, so just drop it. Yep. It's sticky. This stuff's sticky,
yeah,
man.
I was like trying to be gentle with it, but
Sticky.
that's good right there. So you just cut this?
Yeah, you would. Yep. You'd cut that a little bit.
Just,
Sometimes some guys get really, like, they just start slamming it out. How to use the, yeah, you can do that if you want to. Knife's so much quicker. And that, even if you, like, sometimes what you'll do, I mean, if you see this on accident and you're cutting it and then it breaks like that, it's not ideal. but you're not gonna leak. All right?
Right.
It will not leak. So if you see little stuff like that, it's not, because look, your metal is underneath it.
Yep.
Okay, so you'll see little stuff like that, or you'll see little corners breaking, which is not ideal. Really, if I see a corner breaking, I'll rip it off and put it on a new shingle, is what you do. But something like that would be fine. So, you put on another one and just do this all the way up. You guys get it?
Yeah.
You guys want to do it a little bit more, or you guys pretty much got it? Take a break. I think you guys got it. You do the next thing on the next side. The top is a little trickier, right? But I'll do a video in real life for that one. All right, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in today. It was really fun to watch these guys and kind of funny. I was trying not to laugh, but if you guys like what you saw, make sure to slam that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. Thanks a lot for coming. You guys have a good day.